It's the starting lineup. Kip Keefer, Tony Curry, the legend, and Case Keefer bring it every week.
The coaches don't like what's going on.
Fellas, wow. Congratulations.
Weather is of universal appeal. It affects you and everybody watching.
Because you're real, legend. You're authentic. You've lived it.
You never know who's going to be in the starting lineup.
The starting lineup, 10:30 to 11 on ABC 3340 every Saturday morning. Welcome back to another exciting week of the starting lineup. Along with Kip Keefer, I'm Tony Curry. The legend will join the show a little bit later on tonight. We're going to go out to the desert and get Case's heaters, man. He's been on fire. And, of course, speaking of a man who's got on fire, we had the Kentucky Derby winner. If you watched us last week, Sovereignty, congratulations to you. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
And our man, Monty Ballard. We both were all over it. Monty originally liked Rodriguez scratched. We made a quick adjustment on that, and Monty was on the Sovereignty train too. So the team had a big day last Saturday.
We certainly did.
A lot of meat on the bone around here. We don't just talk to hear ourselves speak.
We like our bets like we like our women. We like meat on the bone, my friend. Speaking of some meat, this man's been around a lot of it in his life. As a matter of fact, he used to listen, or he still does, to the Tony Curry Radio Network, and he reached out to me several years ago, and he was friends with a mutual friend of ours, Austin Hanks, who works with ZZ Top.
Awesome.
He said, you need to call Austin, see if he'll do a show with you. He's still doing a show with me. His name is J.D. Lyons. He is boxing extraordinary. He's been a boxing announcer for years and years and years, and he met more celebrities than we've ever known. He joins us right now on the starting lineup. J.D., what's up, my man? How are you, brother?
Gentlemen, thanks for having me.
Man,
another beautiful day.
J.D., we're jealous. You're down in Boca area, my favorite part of Florida.
Every day is a good day on the beach.
There's no doubt.
And just this public service announcement, Alabamians, there are more than one beach than Gulf Shores. There's beaches on the East Coast too, by the way. This just in.
And you don't want to wear jean shorts over there either. Hey, we were talking before we started the show. Deontay Wilder, of course, the man of Tuscaloosa. We love him here. You did something kind of special for that man when he started his first career, didn't he?
I did indeed. It was my pleasure, my honor, to introduce Deontay Wilder into the ring in his very first professional bout. So, little do you know with these guys that they're going to go on and one day become heavyweight champion of the world. But you never know in this sport.
Now, we had him in the studio about a year before he went off to the Olympics, and I'm not kidding you. He weighed about $165. I mean, he looked like Willis from Different Strokes. I'm like, this guy's going to be a heavyweight. And now to look at him, it is amazing. I mean, it's incredible.
It is truly, and you never know these guys when you see them on the street, or you know them. You run into them leading up to a fight or something like that. They may be many pounds under already, or maybe they're many pounds over as they're walking around. I've seen welterweights that walk around as a middleweight, and then they just lose weight for the fight. So that's part of the fight game. I think for me, I would rather see the weigh-ins a little closer to the fight, like day of. And so somebody doesn't walk in 20 pounds heavier from rehydration than they were during the weigh-in. You know what I mean?
You've got an opportunity to live an incredible life. I know you help out a lot of hurricane victims. You do a lot of great woodwork down there in Delray, Florida. You have a great little shop down there. You live right next to Marla Maples. I keep trying to get you to get a picture of her in her bikini for me, but you won't do that. Please, I'm looking for that. She's going to be our first guest here in the starting lineup. But you've also done some wonderful things in the boxing ring, not to mention congratulations to being a Hall of Famer coming up. You're going to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame coming up here in June. Congratulations. Just talk about some of the great boxers you've worked with, some of the people that perhaps aren't exactly who we thought they were when they're in the ring.
I've met over the course of 3 decades in the ring. I've met pretty much everybody in the sport. Some of the people that really stand out, though, and kind of a funny story, one of the greatest trainers ever, and after having many dinners with him and seeing him in action and having him ringside, was Emanuel Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Manny Stewart was just a very, very special gentleman. And when you're having dinner with him, obviously the talk automatically goes to boxing. And when you're talking with Manny, it's like opening up an encyclopedia for boxing. And he can tell you about everybody, every fight, going back, way back, back in the 1920s. He just that kind of guy. He was such a special individual that when he passed, I shouldn't even tell you this. I have not been able to bring myself to remove his cell phone number from my phone all these years later. But I share that in common with Lennox Lewis. I talked to him about that too, former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis, and it was his trainer as well. So he's just somebody that he makes an indelible impression on your life, and you hate to lose any of it.
Yeah, one of the guys that I got a chance to meet, and I met him at, I want to say it was the '92 Olympics, and then again at the Alabama State Hall of Fame, and Jay Barker, our radio partner, was going, and he was going in the induction class with Evander Holyfield.
Oh, yeah.
And it was funny because I was trying to get near him enough to get an autograph, and sure enough, I ran into him. I was in the urinal next to his in the men's room, and that is not the place you want to ask for an autograph, but I did.
Ink for an autograph, yeah.
He said, if you can just wait a minute, let me wash my hands, I'd be more than happy to sign that for you. So Evander, if you're out there, but talk about him a little bit. I know you did some work with him.
I've known Evander for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Another great ambassador for the sport. He does a lot of work outside of the ring too, and he promotes alongside and really supports other promoters within the sport that are up and coming. Christy Martin, for instance, is doing her own shows, and Evander is always ringside and supporting Christy Martin in her promotional aspect now that she's retired from obviously fighting. But Evander's a great guy. You run into him everywhere you go. If it's a big fight, Evander's there.
Yeah.
And I like that. I was blessed to be able to have an opportunity to work a very special event up in Atlanta. And it was the entire, speaking of the Olympics, the entire 1984 U.S. Olympic boxing team.
Wow.
All there. So Meldrick Taylor, Pernell Whitaker, Evander. I mean, the list of names go on and on. It was the most successful Olympic boxing team that we've ever sent to the Olympics. Pretty much everybody got a gold medal. Evander got a silver.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was an amazing, amazing event. Evander still lives the fighter lifestyle. He is still hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Even though he's not fighting anymore. Now, that's a special individual that will continue that. Because that kind of fitness, that kind of shape is a dedication that I personally, nope, not me.
Yeah. When you retired, you're ready to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Evander's a great guy. Oscar De La Hoya is a great guy. Somewhat controversial in some circles. Always a good guy to me.
Yeah.
Sugar Shane Mosley, always a great guy.
Well, JD,
but of course, yes.
I'm sorry. You're still finishing your thought.
Now that I've been inducted in this Boxing Hall of Fame for Florida, and I walk in there, and to see my name and my fist cast and my picture and all that, my plaque on the walls with people like Alexa, Arguello, Aaron Pryor, Roberto Duran.
Wow.
I'm directly across from one of the rows from Sugar Ray Leonard.
Good for you.
David Tua, and it is at one time humbling, very surreal, and I'm extremely proud too. I gotta say, I never thought this would happen to me.
Hey, listen, we got a couple more minutes. We can keep you on for an hour. Kip, I know you got a question you want to throw as well.
Well, I think it's remarkable you were honored even before coming on the starting lineup, so that is really a feather in your
Yes.
cap. But JD, real quick, all big sports luminaries are boxing fans. Who's the most extraordinary person from outside the ring that you've come across in your career?
Actors. You never know which actors are. Actors are huge fans. So I had the opportunity. In fact, my son was ringside for an event at the FedEx Forum, and he's seated right beside Steven Seagal. Who is a wildcat in his own right. I've had Susan Sarandon ringside. I've had the opportunity to have Aaron Neville come in and sing the national anthem in the ring.
Nice.
So to be 10 feet away from Aaron Neville doing what he does, that's just a legendary voice. But you always see different fighters, different music stars. But talking one-on-one, I think it's generally you're talking to another boxing person when you're there. The actors, they're big fans. come up, shake your hand, and all of that. But when you're sitting next to and talking to somebody like Mike Tyson, well, that's different.
Everyone's a boxing fan. Hey, JD, man, congratulations on the Hall of Fame. So happy for you. So proud.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry it's taken me so long to have a one-on-one interview with you because we've been talking for years. But I love you, and keep in touch. Come back and see you soon, okay?
Thank you so much.
You got it,
Appreciate
man.
y'all.
Thanks for being on.
This is the starting lineup.
The Birmingham Racecourse Casino, where a spin could turn dreams into reality. Meet Sammy F., who just won over $70,000. And Orlando P., hitting the jackpot with a whopping $100,000. Feel the thrill of winning and join the Dance of Champions.
Woo! I'm a winner! I'm a winner! Woo! I'm a winner! I'm a winner! Woo! And you can be a winner too!
Your chance to be the next big winner is here at the Birmingham Racecourse Casino.
Oh, welcome to the Legend Cave. Monty Bauer with the pass. I'm like Lynn Swan, Tony. You see that, Kip? Like Lynn Swan back in the day. I got Tony Curry and Kip Keefer here in the Legend Cave today, and we're going to go through the Alabama schedule coming up in September, ladies and gentlemen. We get closer and closer to football every day. We love it. We're going to see what y'all say about this schedule so I can keep it in the records. All right. Let's go game one. Florida State, a win or a loss?
Florida State's a winner chicken dinner.
I think it's a winner, but it's a little scary going to Tallahassee after they're coming off such a horrible year.
Louisiana Monroe, game 2.
Hey,
that's a win.
Is the Pope American?
There's the Pope! USA! USA! USA!
America first, baby.
America first, baby. Game 3 for Alabama. We going through the Alabama schedule. We crazy like this.
Well, it's football season in year
It's
round.
already football season. Wisconsin at home, a win, a loss.
Ooh, the Badgers are nasty, but it's a win for Alabama.
Big Ten, El Stinko, easy win for the Tide.
Georgia on the road, game 4. We all 3-0. What do you say, Tony?
I go with Alabama because I'm standing next to you.
No,
That's
Kip.
tough.
How about them dogs? I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I got to go with the Kipper on this. I'm sorry, T. That's 3-1 for me and Kipper, 4-0 for Tony.
You're going against the Tide?
Yeah, I got to be real here. I got to be real. Hey, we can get in with 2 wins. I just want to get in the dance. Hey, Vandy at home, game 5. What do you think, T?
Yeah, it's a joke. It's Alabama.
Blowout.
Blowout. We owe you, Vandy.
After the Legend just completely excoriated the whole program last year, they wouldn't dare lose to Vanderbilt.
No, we better not. We better not. That's 4-1, 5-0 over here with T. Then we go to Missouri, game 6.
Missouri's always a pretender, aren't they? They
Yeah.
pretended again against Alabama. They're going to win that game.
And they've lost Burton, they've lost Cook, they'll have nothing. And when you fly into Columbia, Missouri, there's a Dalmatian at the end of the runway who alerts the tower. Most podunk place I've ever been.
Tennessee at home the week after that. We're going through the Alabama schedule early.
Yeah, I love Alabama. Another revenge game. The Tide destroys the Volunteers.
Really, Rocky Top maybe twice, and that's about it. Alabama get the win.
Yeah, they lost Nico. They got some guy from who knows where.
From Appalachian State.
Yeah, it's not going to be good, Tennessee. I'm just here for you. Tough one the week after that, though. South Carolina on the road.
The Gamecocks go, Cox go, Bama. They got a big. They'll be a big game.
You know, Sellers, the quarterback, is back. He's scary. I think that one's a toss-up. I'm going to lean toward the Gamecocks.
Uh-oh. Kick him out of the cave. You want to kick him out of the cave? Oh, come on back, Kipper. I'm just kidding. Can never kick you out. I'm riding with Alabama with a late field goal right there. LSU at home the week after.
Man, Brian Kelly doesn't start winning some big ball games soon, and he'll be wishing he kept that Notre Dame job. I'm going to go Alabama.
Hey, what about it, Kipper?
I'm on the Tide. Nussmeier is back. The Tigers should be better, but I still don't think they play much defense down there.
Oklahoma. Game 10. What do you think, Kipper?
Speaking of revenge, my goodness, that was the worst Alabama performance in this century, I believe. And I think that there's going to be some serious payback on the Tide schedule this year.
That was the game that laid Alabama out. That was a game that no one
and
was
there's
going
no,
to give them a
there's
shot.
no excuse for it. It was
Sooner
terrible.
or later, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. I'm going to go Oklahoma again.
Uh-oh, there's that loss. Uh-oh, he finally gave Alabama a loss. Oh, the week before the Auburn game, a tough one, Eastern Illinois. What do you think? You ought to do better than that, Greg Byrne. That's pathetic. Come on.
Yeah, that is,
all right.
Now, come on.
And the last game of the season in
Who
Auburn.
did they play? Oh, yeah.
In Auburn, Kipper, the last
Yeah.
game of the season.
Nick Saban was haunted at Auburn. Maybe Kalen DeBoer doesn't have the same evil spirits chasing him around when he leaves the county. I'm going to go with the Tide. They've been finding a way to win at Auburn lately, even in some scary situations. I don't see that changing. I'm not a Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze ain't going to have enough time to call another 900 numbers. I got news for you. He's going to be getting ready for that big ball game. It's going to be huge, like Alabama to knock it off, huh?
Hey, I like it too. Hey, you heard it right here. We're doing the Alabama schedule early because we crazy like that. We're a nut, but we're screwed on the right boat. And that's the starting lineup right here on ABC 3340. I got Bama losing 1. Kipper got Bama losing 2. Tony got Bama losing 1. But remember the main thing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be like Kipper, Tony, and the Legend. Sports insane.
The workforce in this country, I saw the numbers come out earlier this week. We are rocking, man. If you're looking for a job, you got one right now. And if you're a welder, you're into skill work, go to SPS, Southern Precision Staffing. They're looking for you, man. They do all kinds of wonderful work-related types of things. They're a great staffing company. 205-682-2828, 205-682-2828, right here in Hoover, Alabama. But they serve the United States of America just like this show does right here. And, of course, the award in your handshake means something to Kai Gregory, a constant, wonderful man who comes on our show a lot and knows how to pick a ball game or two as well. Plus, of course, our good friends at the Woodhouse Day Spa. I want to thank Stuart Rome for coming on with us for another year. He does wonderful work. Birmingham.woodhousespas.com, Birmingham.woodhousespas.com for a massage. Mother's Day is tomorrow coming up. You believe that Mother's Day is tomorrow?
Yeah.
We got Father's Day coming up.
Still have time to get a gift certificate.
Still got time to go gift certificate. Go to Birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Take you 2 minutes, click it on, give it to Mama tomorrow. She'll be very, very happy, so check it out. K4 is doing pretty good, too.
K4 Wins is killing it, everybody, and it's a free service, free website, weekly podcast, and we don't just blow a bunch of hot air around. We give you winners. We're at about a 67% clip against the spread on the year in a variety of sports, and we're not even in football scene, which is our real house.
We've won over 400 games, YTD, and on top of that, the Derby pick was up there on Saturday. So if you wanted to pick the Derby, I know a lot of people like to do the Derby here, and you can do it with
we got the
FanDuels or whatever.
Preakness and the Belmont coming up, the Breeders' Cup later in the year. We give you solid winning information. If you're not on K4Wins.com, get there. I know a lot of folks are kind of getting into more sports betting with all the expansion of FanDuel and DraftKings and even ESPN. I was at a resort recently. The ESPN Sportsbook. They are now in the business officially. So what used to not even be talked about on TV or broadcast circles, that elephant's out of the room and he's running wild.
That ESPN's making more money doing the gambling than they are doing the sports thing, which is pretty amazing stuff. So, yeah, get into it. Check out K4Wins.com. It is Case Kiefer, Kip Kiefer, Kai Gregory, and Tony Curry. That's why we call it 4K Wins. Check it out, 4KWins.com. It's a fantastic site. And not only that, we talk about all the different things. We got SEC baseball coming up.
Yeah, the tournament right here in Hoover from the 20th to the 25th.
You can bet on it.
Almost every top team in America will be right here in Hoover, Alabama.
Yep, you can bet on it. So make sure you check out that wonderful site. It's great. K4Wins.com, K4Wins.com.
Hey, it's Case Kiefer back again for another edition of the Vegas Heaters. I'm the assistant sports editor for Las Vegas Sun and Las Vegas Weekly, longtime sports bettor and sports betting writer, and it is going to be a doozy today here in the Vegas Heaters. We get to talk about one of my favorite things, one of the biggest betting events 4 times a year, a golf major. Can hopefully steer you in the right direction of some last-minute wagers. And yes, for me, it is some last-minute wagers, even though we're still several days away from the PGA Championship taking place. Between us, I don't really love going on shows the week of the actual event, or I always have friends texting me who to take, because for me, the work, as far as the outright market, is done by the week the event is here. Sportsbooks post these months in advance, and they take a decent-sized bet, at least for someone like me. So if you're just betting at the last minute, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice. You're kind of picking through the scraps that me and other guys like me have already been picking off all the value. I feel like I've done that. I have 8 bets in the PGA Championship. We'll go through all of them real quickly. Not to say you should bet them all, just to give you kind of a process insight into how I'm looking at them, and maybe you can come up with your own that are your favorite. I think I've already given out 3 on the show, and to be honest, if you pin me down, they're still probably my 3 favorite bets I made. That was Xander Schauffele at 18-1, Colin Morikawa at 25-1, and Justin Thomas at 25 to 1. I think those are three guys you really want to have in your portfolio. I actually think I bet Xander 17 to 1 on the show. He's now 18 to 1 at a major sports book. That makes no sense to me. You're going to hear a lot about how good Rory has been at Quail Hollow, and yes, he has been that good. I believe I've cashed outrights on him his last 2 wins at Quail Hollow, but in 2021, I got a 20 to 1. Last year when he won the Wells Fargo, I was on 8 to 1. Now we're paying 4 to 1. I know how well he's playing. I know we were on him in the Masters, but this is about buying and selling, and I feel like he has hit his market peak. We got to try to beat him this week. A guy I'm even less happy about having to go against, Scotty Scheffler, who you saw won last week at the Byron Nelson. I won't take credit officially. It's not an official win on the show, but I did hint that he was so much better than the field. I was on him even at that low price at 3 to 1. He could easily win this PGA Championship, but again, PGA is usually set up to include more people. There's more long shots that have a chance. At 5 to 1, I'm just not quite going there. Also, maybe a thing that could push us in that being the right strategic direction. He's never played this course. He's never been in the Wells Fargo. There's been some past majors where he's kind of been strange about not doing a whole lot of prep on the courses before he just shows up and expects to contend, and usually that works for him as good as he is. I still think he's the best player in the world. We're on him plus 550 for the U.S. Open, but I'm going to try to beat him one more time here. Scotty and Rory are the top 2 in the world, but to me, the 1-2, it's just as clear at 3-4. I think Colin Morikawa and Bryson DeChambeau are 3 and 4 right now, which brings me to another bet I made. The lowest odds bet I made, I took Bryson DeChambeau at 14 to 1. I took him at 15 to 1 to win this PGA Championship next year. Look, he's been either in the lead or in second in the last 4 tournaments he's played on Sunday. Now, he's only closed out one of them, as I know, luckily against him on the Masters, but I was on him the other 3. He only closed out one. But he's just playing so well and hits the ball so far, which is so big, I feel like, in this PGA Championship. Now, I bet the 15 to 1 before he won last week in Korea. It has gone down. I think the best now is 14 to 1. There's some 12 to 1, some 10 to 1s. I pumped the brakes at 12 to 1. To 12 to 1, it's a very marginal call to me. I still think I'd want to have him, just as far if you're doing it like I am and building the portfolio and trying to beat Rory and Scotty, but I think really you probably need at least 14 to 1. 10 to 1 is a no-go. 12 to 1, I know he's a popular guy. You probably want to bet on him, cheer for him. 12 to 1, I guess okay, but no shorter than that. Bryson DeChambeau will be the shortest guy I bet this week, and other than that, I've mentioned it before, PGA Championship, all about long shots. The long shots I bet, I can't remember if I talked about it, but I might have given out Russell Henley 75 to 1 on the show. I'm not loving that one so much anymore, but that starts the trio of long shots I have. I just don't think he's long enough, and look, we cashed in. He won an outright. We were on him so much at the beginning of the year. I feel like he is playing like one of the best golfers in the world, but not a great course fit, so I don't know if I love that 75 to 1. Another 75 to 1, I took Corey Connors. I like him a little bit better. He has added some distance off the tee, always been great on approach, and as far as accuracy, he's played well in the Wells Fargo before, so I think 75 to 1 a little long. Probably better to look for like a top 20 placement market or in matchup type of guys, but 75 to 1, I'll roll with that. The longest shot I've taken, Sungjae Im at 80 to 1, coming off a 5th place in the Masters. I believe he had a top 5 or top 10 in the PGA last year too. Now, this is relevant to me, not really relevant as far as predictive, but he kind of got this tag that he was a guy that didn't perform well in the majors, and I feel like he's quietly kind of flipped that lately. I think he has a really well-rounded game. If he could ever just put it together for 4 straight days, I do look at this guy as someone who could win a major. 80 to 1, a little too high for me on Sungjae Im, so that is the longest guy I played. One other guy I played, and yes, I know, I gotta have a trend here. I love the guys that are chokers that can't get it done. I usually say those trends are ridiculous. This guy even makes me think a little bit because he's had so many years where he just cannot win in America. But I bet Tommy Fleetwood at 50 to 1. Maybe better to look in top 10, top 20s. But he's just simply playing way too well right now to be 50 to 1. And there's a strong correlation with some of these United Kingdom guys, kind of lake-style golf. To Quail Hollow. I think he should probably be more like the 30 to 1, 25 to 1 range, so I had to take that 50 to 1, maybe target Fleetwood in some matchups. Fleetwood, another guy I like this week, just signing off. I know we got 2 rounds in, but I don't know how it's going. I'm recording beforehand, but he is a guy I'm looking at this week in the Truist Championship, along with those top 2 guys I talked about that I love for next week's PGA, Xander, Colin Morikawa. It is a great golf time. I can't wait to get into it. I know there's a whole lot else going on. I was hoping to get into some college baseball today. We got a little long-winded with the PGA Championship. I will say I added 1 college baseball future. I took Florida at 50 to 1, so it'll be interesting going into the SEC Championship. I still give out Arkansas 15 to 1 going into the year. Woo Pig Sooie, I still think this is their year. Maybe we'll talk about college baseball more later. But thanks again in the meantime for listening to another edition of the Vegas Heaters.
Super excited to go off 7-1. Sovereignty wins the Kentucky Derby, the 151st running of that bad boy. Disappointed, though, that he will not be running in the Preakness. Why?
Yeah, you know, we're in an era where these horses are so expensive and so the price tag is so outrageous. But one of the beauties of the Derby that I wanted to point out, Tony, where journalism and sovereignty were both more than $1 million purchases, there was a horse in the Derby to tell you that this is the American game. Chunk of Gold, you know how much they paid for him? $2,500. I got about that much on me now. I could have had a Derby horse.
They may have found a chunk of gold to pay for that horse.
Yeah. He's still running, but that's not the point.
That's amazing.
He made the Kentucky Derby. But there's such kid gloves right now with horses, and they don't want to push a horse too much. It's not like the old days when Citation won the Triple Crown in 1948. The trainer thought it was too long, 3 weeks between the Preakness and Belmont. He took him to New Jersey first, and he won the Jersey Derby. He won 4 races in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's a different era now. They want to do what's best for the horse, and I applaud that absolutely. But what's best for the horse is not necessarily best for the sport, because not having a Triple Crown opportunity really kind of dampens the enthusiasm on those next 2 races.
A lot of history going on for the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs.
Oh,
we had
man,
a 2-game series where Boston missed 70+ threes. For the first time in NBA history, a team got down more than 20 in back-to-back games in the playoffs, came back and beat that team. Of course, that'd be the Knicks. Home teams are having a tough time in the playoffs.
Yeah, no lead is safe in hockey, especially. If you got a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes to go, the other team becomes the favorite.
You can't turn the TV off in the playoffs at all, right?
It's just unbelievable. Both sports are enjoying probably the most exciting, unpredictable playoff situation that they have in their histories, especially the NBA, which is usually just dead chalk. To see the upsets that are taking place, it's really surprising. And then to see teams like Oklahoma City storm back and put up 149, they got a little irritated losing the first game to the Nuggets. But this is must-see TV. Go to K4Wins.com. We have been doing a phenomenal job of sniffing out those upsets and giving you the edge. When everybody else is betting the chalk, you can bet the winner.
Boy, that's where it's been really difficult, because like you said, you kind of expected OKC to come back and get pissed off losing that first game. We expected that with Boston. They're up by 20. I go, there you go. And all of a sudden, the Knicks come back out of nowhere. Brunson, of course, had another fantastic game. So if you don't know which way to go, it's not just home court advantage. You need to check out K4Wins.com, check out our website, and get ready. And who do you now have in the NBA playoff championship as of right now?
Legend asked us in the cave last week. I'm still on Oklahoma City. I had that fumble early in this series with Denver. But they showed you what they're made of. This is a really explosive, deep team. I just think they're scary.
Yeah, no doubt. Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers out there, you rockin' mothers, love the sports.
We couldn't be here without you.
We appreciate all the ladies out there watching the starting lineup. We know who you are, and we appreciate it. We got more ladies watching the show, you know.
We do, and I don't know what they're watching. They like oddities or something.
Single mothers up there. We got a couple single men right here.
If
you want to come on the show, just
can't give this stuff away, Tony, but that's okay.
We'll be back next week right here at 10:30 on ABC 3340. This is the starting lineup.